Madonna, Sabrina Carpenter, Bring Your Love. Let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It Music Reviews Season 12. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Sometimes I look at, on Twitter, I go, maybe I'll just wait till 11 p.m. for other music to come out. But we're going to do this episode kind of early. It is still a night episode. It's just still a Thursday fucking night. But I've been waiting for this song. Now, I'm not going to lie to y'all. When I saw the teasers for this song on Twitter, I didn't know this was actually a song. I honestly thought this was like a tour or something like that. But no, this is actually a full ass song, and it actually dropped like 3 hours ago, which I completely missed this. But you know, I'm here now. I'm here checking out the goddamn song. So we got Madonna, Sabrina Carpenter, Bring Your Love. Now I haven't talked about Madonna in probably in a long ass time. I mean, I remember I checked out a song like 4 or 5 years ago, but that's when I was first doing the podcast show, first checking out stuff. So it's been a long ass time, but we've been well versed in checking out Sabrina Carpenter, all of her music and stuff like that. So let's just get into it. Let's talk about it. Starting off with the beat. This beat is a fucking banger. I honestly thought I didn't know what to expect, but you know how Madonna's pop music is. It's usually that, high tempo, club style pop music with those club style beats, which, I do like the drums on this song. But I think the cool thing about this song is that, it's got some R&B elements kind of, baked into this beat, which I do like. I like the synths, I like the drums, I like the high tempo, the high energy that this beat does have. Like those background vocals too, kind of reminds me of, older samples. And this kind of does remind me of, that early kind of 2000s, kind of 90s kind of pop music. So it's got that sound to it, with the vocal style, with the background vocals, and, with the repeating hook. So I really do overall enjoy this beat. This beat honestly kind of kicks ass. I mean, like, if you want a song that you can kind of, maybe work out to, if you want to, a song where you can kind of move to, this track right here is going to fucking fill all those needs for you. All right. So this beat overall is really fire. I really like the sound of it. I like those background vocals. I like the slight switch ups that the drums do have on here. It just keeps the beat sounding fresh, keeps it sounding nice. The synths, they don't sound, too like, generic. They actually sound pretty fucking good on here. And I do like the R&B kind of elements that are baked into this beat. So overall, I really do enjoy this beat. Sounds really fucking fire in my opinion. And then one of the cool things that I like about this that this is a Madonna and Sabrina Carpenter song, because it does feel like it. Usually when I talk about, features, and I remember the Taylor Swift song we checked out, it was featuring Sabrina Carpenter, and she was more kind of in the end of the song. This one though, this feels like a collaborative effort, and there is a difference, when the features, they put a little bit more effort into the song. And I think, it makes the song really cool to listen to because it sounds like both of these artists are having a good time. It doesn't sound like, you sent an email to a rapper and a rapper, sent a verse back and you just kind of plug that verse into your song that you already kind of created on your own. This is actually, created, with both parties, which is pretty cool. So I think that's a really cool thing. I like how Sabrina Carpenter and Madonna are constantly going back and forth on this song with their different vocal styles, with their different, switch ups. And, with those switch ups, it makes the song really addicting, makes it want to keep listening to it over and over and over again. So that's really cool overall, in my opinion. Overall, let's talk about the first verse with Madonna. I really like the vocal style. The singing sounds really fucking nice. The cool robotic vocals don't sound too robotic. You can really tell that's fucking Madonna. It doesn't sound like some fucking robot or some shit singing, which I do like. The different flow switches that Madonna does on here too are actually pretty good. And then Sabrina Carpenter, I was really surprised. Sabrina Carpenter kind of, takes on that kind of house tour sound with the vocal style, with the more R&B like vocals, which I really do like what Sabrina Carpenter does do that. And I do like the flow switches that Sabrina Carpenter can do on here. And the hook, let's just talk about the hook real quick. This hook is absolutely fantastic. This hook could easily get stuck in your head. The vocals sound really fucking good in my opinion, and I do like the background vocals that are kind of helping out this hook. And then you got Madonna singing the hook at one point. Sabrina Carpenter comes in and, plays on the hook too at the middle of the song. So that's really cool overall, in my opinion, too. There's even a bridge. We even got a bridge. And it's kind of like a Sabrina Carpenter bridge, which I think is pretty fucking cool in my opinion. The vocals sound really fucking good. Then she comes in and gives that final rendition of the hook, and the final rendition of the hook, all the instrumental, the drums, the synths, the fucking banging ass bass, all that kind of rises up, and you just have an overall really nice final version of the hook, which sounds pretty fucking fire in my opinion. So overall, when we talk about Madonna, Sabrina Carpenter, Bring Your Love, this song right here, I would say is a pretty much a fucking banger. I didn't really have any expectations. Honestly, I did not know what this song was even going to sound like, but I like the fun that this song has, the high energy, the high tempo of this beat, the R&B like sounds, which sounds pretty fire in my opinion. So overall, I will easily give this track a 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, guys. What y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. We're dropping new content every single day. And I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Yeah, guys. Bye.